Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will be talking all about my personal experience of Saturn transiting my sixth house. I will say before I dive in, a lot of what I'm going to be talking about is in the Pluto transiting my sixth house video because I had both of these together and they both influence each other and have triggered some of the stuff I'm going to talk about in this video, but I'm going to keep it much more simple. So if you want to know maybe more details about the challenges I've had, you can check out the Pluto in the sixth house video. So I am using the Placidus house system. I do use whole signs, but for these videos, I like to use Placidus. And according to Placidus, Saturn transited my sixth house from December 9th, 2019 through February 22nd, 2022. So overall, my personal experience of this was my health took a hit. The sixth house is health, wellness, diet, exercise. It's our work, our routine, our daily habits. It can be our pets. But I didn't really feel anything with work in particular. It was all health. So I'll give you some dates on what aspects of health. This first part about my mental health, I don't believe I mentioned in the Pluto video. So this part is different. So in December of 2019, I went back home for Christmas and had a mental health event. So it was like a PTSD response, I guess. I know many of us, home is not a pleasant place to be. The holidays are stressful. For me, it really wasn't. I was excited to go home. You know, I'd done a lot of spiritual work and healing work, and I felt excited to go back home. I'd let go of a lot of friends that weren't my friends, and so I was feeling good about it, but my subconscious was not. So I think that was the most scary aspect for me is that mm, I was having these triggers and I didn't understand what they were or where they were coming from. Totally unconscious. So basically, I got there. I struggled with insomnia, severe anxiety. I couldn't eat. I was just paralyzed with fear, although I couldn't tell you why. I was diagnosed with adjustment disorder and given some hardcore pills to sleep because nothing was knocking me out. It was crazy. Usually I fall asleep when I have cough syrup and nothing was working. My nervous system was just hijacked. So that was unfortunate because I wanted to spend time with my family and we had all these plans and I was not well. So we got back home at the end of December, right after Christmas, and I thought that life would go back to normal, and it didn't. I still struggled with my mental health. I had to reduce my course load in school. I was finishing my grad program. I had to delay going back to practicum. It was scary. Like I remember thinking, "Oh my God, am I going crazy? And am I ever going to get better?" And this lasted till about March of 2020. So December 2019, the end of December 2019, all the way through March, my mental health was not the best. I will say it did get a little bit better. Like in February, I felt a bit better, but it was like I had to really give myself pep talks in the morning, right? Like in the beginning, I could barely get up and get myself dressed, couldn't eat. I didn't want to be left alone. Like it was like I was a child again. It was really interesting. Um, and it was just debilitating, really. But February got a bit lighter, and then March was when I really felt like, okay, I'm good. Like I'm me again. Um, and that's when COVID hit. So life for all of us shifted. So that really changed my routine quite a bit. Um, in terms of my groceries and just those little day-to-day things, my whole lifestyle changed, but so did everyone else's. But in terms of, what I'm talking about in this video, that's how it applies. Then the other big thing that I felt with Saturn transiting my sixth house was June of 2020. I decided to get off hormonal birth control pills. So this is what I talk about in the Pluto in the sixth video. So I'm going to try to keep it really simple in this video to not repeat. If you want to know those details, I encourage you to check out that video. So I was on the birth control pill for much of my life and got off, and it was hell. And it still is kind of hell, or maybe not quite hell, just like the area outside of hell, but better. So, I talked about my mental health taking a hit. Then my mental health seems to get better, and then my physical health takes a hit. So when I got off in June, I didn't really start seeing the negative impacts that the pill had done to my body until October of 2020. And I would say October of 2020 all the way through October of 2021 was rough. I was in tears. It was hard. During this time, I got a functional doctor. Again, I talk about this in the other video. Um, and although it's still bad, I am, I'm doing acupuncture now, and I'm seeing Chinese. I'm using traditional Chinese medicine that is working much better for me, that I have a lot more hope for. Um, but basically, over this period, like my diet and exercise and lifestyle habits were all getting shifted. So I had to change my exercise because my hormones were so low that, they didn't want me doing anything excessive because that was impacting like my estrogen. But now that that's better, I can exercise more. My diet, I wasn't eating enough because I just wasn't hungry. So I had to consciously eat more and just choose better, healthier foods. I was put on a bunch of supplements. And I had to reduce stress. So I was meditating and trying to, find more me time. Uh, Over this period, we resolved a lot of vitamin and mineral deficiencies, gut infections, and low hormones. Like I said, I'm not totally resolved, but much better. And so now that Saturn has left, I feel a bit more balanced and more hopeful. But like I said, I still have some more work to do, but that's because Pluto is still there. So that's kind of it. I do want to backtrack quickly. This video is not about this. Um, I can make one maybe, but interestingly, when I had that mental health crisis, let me look. Where is it? Yes, if you look at the chart, over December of 2019, or sorry, this was it December of 2019? Yes, sorry, I had to look at that quickly. I thought I got the dates wrong. But if you can see in my eighth house, Chiron is almost exactly conjunct. So transiting Chiron is almost exactly conjunct my natal north node. So for those of you who are, know astrology, Chiron's a wounded healer. My natal north node is in my eighth house. The eighth house is trauma. So yeah, I definitely had a trigger there. My body was trying to, my psyche, my soul was trying to release some energy, some traumas. So I definitely think that contributes to that mental health little crisis. So if anyone has anything to share about Chiron conjunct the North Node, I'd love to hear it. Um, that's not one that I've actually researched quite a bit, conjunct the North Node. So maybe it was a fated experience. Maybe it was just a trigger, right? I was just in an area that triggered me. But let me know if anyone has anything to share about that. But I might make another video on that once I do a bit more research and understand that conjunction a bit better. But that is the snippet of Saturn transiting my sixth house. If you are Leo rising, please share your experience. Even if you're not a Leo rising, if you've had this transit, share. If you're in it, I'd love to hear. Um, if you need some tips, reach out. You can email me, you can post. I love for people to learn on this channel about other people's experiences, so we can kind of support each other and give each other some good feedback or advice. So yeah, thank you for listening and stay tuned for some more videos.